This is Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man here. I got a story for you. I just remembered a long time ago. I was 19 and I was doing a Met cruise. I was on board. I was on board a LST landing LTS or LST landing transport amphibious unit. I was with an amphibious unit. And we were doing exercise. I was working with the medical department on board the ship. I was on board the ship attachment, but then when we got called out, we were in Morehead City. We got taken out. Halfway there, our orders was changed, and because I had FMF status, Fleet Marine Force status, they attached me to this other unit. And so I went with that other unit. There were a bunch of a-holes. When you come into a new unit, you're new, you know. They think they can pull rank and start messing with you. But they hadn't looked at my service record. I had already done at age of 19, I already done a Pacific Fleet 10 months ago. I did a Westpac to Hong Kong, Philippines, Diego Garcia, Indian Ocean, all different islands, Tahiti. I had gone, so this was nothing new to me being out at sea. These guys, I was at the time I was third class petty officer. You got second class, first class, chief. Thought there was some hot stuff, you know, and they wanted to get to know a little bit about me, you know, so they would do things to piss me off and I wouldn't budge. You know, you get tested all the time, especially your manhood. So, at the time I was smoking, I had bought me before I left, I had bought me a tin of Middleton Cherry. I had some Borkin Riv, and I had some Captain Black. I had bought in the commissary. I stowed it away. I had my K Woody, and I had my Dr. Grable. Now I had no idea where I was going until we finally got there. So we ended up going to Portugal first, loaded up NATO forces there. Then we went to a place called Cartagena. It's really on the Mediterranean, really small place. Ancient high castles, cliffs, high cobblestones. And they were having a festival. All week of sinning, and then the following week, everybody was in the Catholic Church. So they were all wearing costumes, medieval masks. And I was just walking the street, and these girls with masks would come up to me, would want to drag me into these small little corridor streets. It was all hilly and stuff, and I refused to get sucked in and get rolled, you know. Not like some other guys, and I didn't drink much. Drink a beer. I did drink table wine. It was really good wine. I was young. I didn't know. I was inexperienced. You know, it was my first time in Spain, and I didn't speak the language. I didn't speak Spanish to them. I just went like I was an American. So around me, when I went into some other places to eat, They spoke Castellano. They spoke Spanish. I kept quiet. I kept ordering my stuff in English and everything. There was one man. He looks at me. He says, you got an accent. Even though you talk English, you got an accent. I looked at him. He had a half similar to mine. He had a British accent. And we were talking, and once he said, mate, I said, you Aussie or you British? He's not British. My name is Howard Jones. Howard Jones. Really young. He might have been like 27. So all these cats that were seafarers, they were seamen on board very expensive yachts. And boatswains. They were all hanging out, having brew, having stout. They went over there, go, hey, this guy's a Yank. And they were trying to figure out my accent. So we got to talking. He was saying he was a musician. They treated me really nice. Then we went from there. We exchanged. I said, if I'm ever in England, I'll drop by. You're in America, you drop by. So those cats were smoking Peterson pipes. And that was my first time actually seeing a Peterson pipe. Outside of an ad or something, they had this huge, beautiful pipe. And one of them had this type of pipe. This is a Peterson pipe. I forgot the name. And so when I saw this, I bought it because every time I smoke this pipe, it reminds me of Howard Jones, because he had one like this. It's very light, sits well. And he had some capstan. I had never tried capstan in Virginia. And he had oil leak. So he was like, you give me some of your pork and rib. So we traded about half an ounce. Put it in the bag, and I took it with me, and I said goodbye. And we got aboard the ship, and we moved down from there. We went to the island of Corsica. Now, I knew about Corsica because when I was young, when I was a kid, I wanted to join the French Foreign Legion. I did. I wanted to be I didn't know they were mercenaries, but I just liked all the movies that I saw. When you're young, you're still trying to live vicariously through the movies that you see. I always wanted to be a French Foreign Legion. So I knew, and Corsica was their headquarters. So I was really excited. And when we got there, I had my pipe everywhere. I had to walk everywhere. Again, beautiful island hills, mountainous. And I saw outdoor cafe, these elderly men, all sitting there. It must have about 12, 13 elderly men. So I'm walking up to them, and they all look Parisian. And Corsica was, I think, divided between Italy and France. I'm not sure. At the time, the French and Italy had portions of it. So I was at the French side. So I'm looking at all these men, and I come out. I put out my pipe, and they see me smoking. So one of the men's got this cane. He's sitting there, he's smoking, looking at me, and he goes like this. He pulls over, taps on the seat like, come. The man had to be, late 60s, 70s. He said hello in English. I said, oh, hi. He says, what kind of tobacco is that? And I told him I'm smoking some Capstan, Howard Jones tobacco game, man. And then I said, yeah, I got some more tobacco. He says, you get any tobacco from America? I go, yeah, I got Captain Black. When I say Captain Black, he said something French to the other guys. The other guys came around him, made a circle around us, and they stood there. And he said, on the island, when somebody comes new to the island, we share tobacco. So I'm looking at them, there must be about 7, 8 old men. They play this game where they throw this ball, it's like a bowling ball, I forgot the name of the game. Lawn bowling or something like that. They sat around me and they were talking French and then talking in English. One guy was interpreting what they were saying, so I didn't feel out of place. So all these pipes, they had all Kamoy pipes, they had Chacon pipes, they had German Vaughan pipes, they had these old German long pipes, they had handmade pipes. They broke him out. And so I had 2 pouches of 2 tins, not pouches, tins, Captain Black. I passed one around. It was like gold to them, man. It was like gold to them, like, oh, some of them had never ever tried Captain Black. And when I lit up and they smelled the aroma to them, it was like, oh. Yeah, I'm smoking it all the time. You and I smoke it all the time. We don't think nothing of it. But the person that never had your first time trying Captain Black, it has a rich aroma. They never scent it. Especially women love it. So I sat down with them. One went off, brought some wine, bought bread, bought cheese. And we was drinking wine, cheese, and I was looking over you could smell the seaport. I don't know if you get close to seaport. There's a stenchy smell, and then there's a really nice smell of algae. It was misty. It was cloudy day, and I'm with these strangers, and we're breaking bread, I came back then, and the following day I came back again. They were giving me a history lesson, not to approach the women. The men here carry guns. It was so much like Sicily and Sardinia. Those islands, those are some rough people. You got to remember, every time something happened and the power came, the islanders had to always fight foreigners off. In Sardinia, in Sicily, people, invaders, privateers. So they grew up really good at defending themselves and reading people. So it was really nice to have spent time, even though I didn't understand much, but when I looked at their faces and they enjoyed what I had, and I enjoyed some of their local tobacco, I could tell there was briar there because we had homemade pipes, man. There's no nice to be old. I always have a great time with the elderly, telling me, and I told him my uncle was in World War II and fought in North Africa and helped to defend the island of Malta from Japanese bombers, invaders, and stuff. And they gave him the cross, the Malta cross. These people were underground, man. Japanese were like trying to bury the island of Malta. So a lot of those men were like fishermen, and they had shops, things like that. So I was very surprised because then, racially, I was expecting to be treated different. I wasn't. And we had a great time just talking, eating, hearing one guy interpret their stories. I spent 2 great days on the Catholic table. Well, everybody was going everywhere, red light district and nothing. I just hung out with these smokers there, sitting back against the wall, white wall, and in front of me was the bay. I was actually watching nets and small ships come and go, watching the everyday operations of their sailors. I think they knew I was from the ship because they could see the ship. They said, "You from that ship?" I go, "Oh," they were impressed. Yes, you must be very smart. I said, "Why?" It says your color. It says you're smart. I don't see too many people with my color. I didn't take an Iraq. I was strong. So we spent time. I did some of that bowling, lawn bowling that they do, and one was playing chess. Another, they were playing cards. And I was sitting there with the first gentleman that I met. He was sad to see me go. He was like, "You're my friend. You're my friend. You'll always be my friend. Never forget me." And I felt bad because once you meet a friend, you never know if you're gonna meet him again. I don't know if you smoke with somebody somewhere, and you're just passing through life. You're meeting somebody, they're meeting you, and you're enjoying the moment. You're smoking, he's smoking. You're sharing your tobacco, and you don't know what the future holds. You don't know if you ever see that person again. That person ever sees you again. I mean, it wasn't like there was no social media or anything like that. So we said our goodbyes. We had one last bowl. That was it. I had to move on. But to this day, I don't forget that experience. They probably have died, but they left an image of me, of Corsican men. Very nice. Like I can't say nothing negative about the island or the experience. So when somebody talks to me about the island of Corsica, or I see something in the news, I have very good pipe memories of spending time with the elder men there. People that were alive during World War II, listening to their stories. I appreciate those moments. And that's my story, I have some other stories on that cruise. One where I said it before, once where I met some Russians, small town in Cartagena. I'll say that next time. That was a good one too. It was the height of the Cold War. Their ship pulls in and our ship pulls in. And there was a meeting of the two superpowers, the pipe and beer. Say the pipeman, piper, sailorman. Until next time, I'll hit up with that story.